Hi, I'm Jonathan Chassie, and today I'll be giving you a speech on coyote population management here in Maine. My goal today is to basically just inform everyone about the coyote population and the problem it's giving Maine, especially in relation with our white-tailed deer population. The eastern coyote is native to North America, and when introduced into Maine, biologists never thought to see them to be harmless at all. Yet it wasn't until 1936 where we first noticed that they were, in the area. And then it was all the way up to 1960s where biologists really started to get nervous that due to the increase in awareness that they were around. Deer population has dropped significantly in recent years, which has been affected mostly by the coyote predation here in the state of Maine, and the increases to the coyote population as well. So basically my goal is today, after explaining the decrease, the need for the decrease in state population of coyotes, and what solutions I will propose, I hope that you will be in support to help the cause and just go out there and hunt and trap and do whatever you can to build management solutions for this serious problem. So now that I've proposed that, I would like to go through on the breakthrough of coyote species and how they survive the Maine woods. Well, eastern coyotes feed primarily on small mammals, and they may hunt in packs for the larger mammals as well. Their predominant foods in the spring and the winter months are mainly deer and snowshoe hare as well. The consumption of deer by coyotes and the increase in the late winter as well due to the starvation of deer. The deer are very weak, and they can't travel through the deep snow. They continue to be an important food during the spring and summer months as they raise their newborn pups as well. The coyotes, the most interactions that they give is when predating is basically on white-tailed deer. Yet, I don't understand why, yet the controversy still stands that whether or not coyotes limit the size of deer populations. But yet, according to Paul LePage, severe winters, poaching, car collisions, and the predation of coyotes all cause a significant decline in our population. So, that's why the controversy stands. So, if predators were absent, we all realize that starvation would probably be the most common cause of deer mortalities. For the coyotes, on the other hand, it's basically all human-related for car collisions, hunting and trapping, and so forth. And this would be the highest mortality rate for coyotes, which is not significant enough. The stress from poor nutrition or weather will, also influence coyote deaths. That doesn't happen enough as well either. Female coyotes, on average, will produce about a litter a year. Their litters range from about 7 pups, between 5 to 10, average is 7, and they usually begin doing this breeding between the first week of February. This is a outrageous amount, and goes to show why our population is raising. One female pup producing 7 pups. That's just it gets out of hand real fast. So now they basically have the basic coyote lifestyle, and I'll give you some statistics on the populations. Coyote populations have been on the uprise ever since they were discovered here in Maine, and yet our deer population has been very unstable the past several years due to this. This has affected business in Maine. Hunters not coming around to explore the state anymore. And statistics show that there were 127,000 deer in recent studies, where there was about 300,000 deer about a decade ago. That's a big drop right there. Severe winters, fewer deer yards, and so forth, poaching, car collisions, and mainly the predation of coyotes have all contributed to this, according to Paul LePage. Fall of 2011, there were about 20,000 some deer shot, 20,063 if I'm not mistaken, killed by hunters in the fall of 2011 in Maine. That's an 11% increase from 2009. This is due to easier winters and the slow uprising from the gain of interest for hunters and trappers on coyotes. That just goes to show my point there. Now, Maine's winter coyote population is estimated to be as high as 20,000, which is a very big increase from a decade ago, which was about 10 to 12,000 coyotes when they were first introduced. Newborn pups, when they're born in the spring, there's a dramatic increase in population, yet it dies off throughout the summer months. So being the avid hunter that I am, you can definitely see why I'd want to control our white-tailed deer population, and raise it up, which means we've got to bring down the coyote population. So now that you have the problem, I'll propose for you a few management solutions in which I've looked around for and found them to be very beneficial. As the coyotes expanded in the Northeast, we learned their habits and what they do, and that they basically feed primarily on deer. And the number of deer dying was substantially caused by these predation. It wasn't until 1972 when seasonal hunting and trapping was brought about for a year-round basis. This was due to the realization that they can be classified as fur bearers for trappers, that they were actually worthy of something, they were worth trapping and shooting. There are two coyote hunting seasons in Maine. You get your general hunting season, and then you get your coyote night. The coyote night requires a special $4 permit, and this allows you to go out at night and hunt coyotes with a red filter spotlight, a coyote call, and then you're in a blind, and you can catch a lot more coyotes this way, especially over bait. Recently, more coyote hunting contests were brought about, and they brought in awards, and these awards attracted many hunters. And I feel that this should be it just start to explode around Maine, and that we should keep these challenges going, because taking down coyotes are a very big challenge, and it seems that a lot of hunters are getting very interested in this sport. So what basically needs to be done here is to bring about the awareness of this ongoing problem, and to attract many more hunters into helping this cause, basically. And so now that you have the basic knowledge of Maine's coyote population problem and what can be done, we will conclude this with what questions stand, in our state legislature. With the solid management programs that we do have out there today, there's still some questions from the non-favoring Maine residents that don't believe that the coyotes are affecting our deer population. The question mostly that stands is who is more deserving of their efforts, so to speak, meaning that coyotes out there, they got to kill in order to survive, where the hunters mainly driven by the thrill of the hunt, just to kill and get some fur. So there's many different ways this can be taken, but that's where we got to move on to supporting this cause. According to the Eastern Coyote Institute, when a coyote population is thinned out, apparently it stimulates them, and they will breed more, and they will realize that there's missing members from the pack. So juveniles or higher ranking pups will move into the area. Now, with that being said, broad scale hunting has been proved to be ineffective, yet that is due to those high-ranking pups moving in. But there's ways to go about this that I believe would be very well. The state legislature kind of, responded to this situation, and they extended the night hunting season, and they brought it from December 16th to August 31st, which was an extra 2 months right there. That's a big increase, and has showed over the recent years that more coyotes were being tagged and more deer were being shot during the fall season. The main idea here is that coyote population just needs to be thinned out, period. Our whitetail deer population is just very unstable, and it's not good for our, the deer hunting up here in Maine. Over time, it'll get out of hand to a point of no return, and then we'll have no way of going back to the deer hunting we used to have. Studies may show, yes, that coyote hunting has had a reverse effect, yet that is only because the seasons were very limited, and not enough of these predators were taken out, meaning that like many biologists have said before, that if we are going to hunt them, we either wipe them out hard or we just don't hunt them at all. Because if we wipe them out, then this will increase populations for deer, and they won't be as predator during the winter months. If we only kill one or two, there will be more that will be breeding, and they will bring in more pups. So this will have a reverse effect, and studies have shown this. Now, with that being said, just really think back, please, and think about your state's wildlife, and how a little support can go a very long way, and bringing an uprising of deer population, and as it was a decade ago or so, because a decade or so ago we had a very popular state for deer hunting. This brought about a lot of business to Maine, and it will bring an uprising in the whole economy as well. And this has to become, statistic-wise, this will have to be realized among all Maine residents. So overall, we can make our pine tree state a safer place with less predators roaming around.